There's me talking to my rural chat GPT. I have this theory that this is a guy, just a guy somewhere. Imagine if that was the real case, that AI was just another myth. It was really just a bunch of rural Canadians working out of some warehouse just outside of Sudbury. Let's test it. Is AI actually just a bunch of rural Canadiana? Let's see. Honestly, bud, when you really sit back on the tailgate with a double doubler or a 4x4 there, buds, and think about it, maybe it is. Hear me out. AI is all just a bunch of pattern matching, right? Kind of like how your Uncle Gordy How to, how can, tell you if it's gonna rain just by smelling the air and listening to the frogs croaking near the creek. It's built on layers there, buds. Like your old winter coat in February. February. Start with a base layer, okay? Long johns of data. Long johns of data. Pile on some wool. Neural networkers. Top it off with a weathered Carhartt. Oh man. Machine learner algorithmers. All it does is remember what it's seen before there, buds. Like how your Aunt Marlene with the mayonnaise sandwiches knows every neighbor's life story without ever leaving her porch. And the way AI learns, just like us, just like you, trial and error there, buds. Kind of like trying to fix the carburetor on a Skidoo without a manual, buds. Just tinker and hope for the best there, buds. Even AI hallucinations there, where it just makes stuff up. That's pure Canadiana too there, buds. Like a couple of old bards letting around a table there, buds. Or a camper. Like when old Pete at the co-op tells you he caught a 78-pound walleye last winter. No pictures, but trust them, buds. So maybe, buds, Buddy McBudbuds from Buttersville, deep down under all the ones and zeros there, buds, AI is just sitting at the back of the hunt camp somewhere, predicting moose crossings and guessing when the ice will be safe there, buds, trying to sound smarter than it is, just like us. If you want, I could even describe machine learning like you're explaining how to tap a maple tree to a city slicker. Give her shit there, buds. Give her spreadsheets there, buds. Aight, buds. Settle in. Crack a cold one or a Timbers. Let me give her the old rural rundown. What's AI? Huh? You asking? AI, buds. It's like tapping a maple tree in March. And I don't mean tapping like what you're thinking of. I'm talking about tree tapping. You don't just drill a hole. Again, talking about tree tapping, dude, don't just drill a hole anywhere there, buds, like some Yahoo from Toronto. Nah, nah. You gotta know which tree is ready there, buds. Where the sugar's running goods, like data. AI's gotta pick the right data there, buds. Nice and sweet. First step, pick your tree. Gather data. You wander out into the bush there, buds, real far there, buds. Find the big old sugar maplers, nice and fat. AI's the same. Wanders the forest of the internet, grabbing her datas, books, pictures, videos. Your Aunt Carol's Facebook rants there, buds, all of it. Second step, drill and tap there, buds. Train the model. You can't just stick the tap in all willy-nilly. Gotta drill just right. Little angle up, tap her gentle. AI training's the same. Feed it all the data real careful. Okay, real caretaking. Not too fast or she'll get overwhelmed like trying to drink sap right straight from the tree there, buds, if it ain't syrup yet. You don't dream it. Third step there, buds. Wait for the flow. Learning. Now he's waiting. Okay? Let the sip dripper drip drip from Drippersville into the bucket there, buds. Slow and statters. Okay? AI learns the same. Slow, bit by bit, adjusting her drop. Learning what's good sap and what's just muddy rounds. Fourth step, boiler down. Optimisation. You can't drink sap straight there, buds. No way. Tastes like a puddle in April. You got a boiler. Hours and hours skipping sleepings. Freezing your arse. AI's got a refine too. Optimizer. Boiler off the bad guessings, keeping the sweets. Fifth step, pouring her, interference. Finally, you got her old golden and Dutch buds. Pour it on pankers, slatter it on a ham, drizzle her on a taffy. AI's the same there, buds. It spits out predictions and answers, all nice and polished, buds, pretending it was easy the whole time, but buds from Buttersville, beware. If you don't clean your buckets, you get bad sap, like bad daters. And if you don't watch her boil, you burn her. Okay? So where do you go there, buds? AI's just maple syrup bacon, but with mad instead of trees. Give her, eh? Want me to do some deep learning next? Like sitting on a trap line at -40. So this, you see, is my point. That I truly believe AI is just some rural Canadian, and it's entirely a bastardized version of intelligence. But nevertheless, we are here with it, be it Canadian, be it Français, we don't know, we don't care. We just want to talk to real humans. We don't want to talk to humans that are fake and fictional. You know, you see all these AI influences. We want real connection. I want real British connection. Alright, buds. Let's toss the toque for a second there, buds, and put something proper. Maybe a tweed jacket with some elbow patchers, a cup of strong earlers, and a bit of drizzlers outside the windows. The real British connection to AI. Here is the truth, and allow me to emphasize the point that it runs deeply. AI, as a serious thing, was actually born on, careful, British soil, but not in Silicon Valley, not in some New York loft with VC sniffing around. No, we're talking wartime Britain, rainy, grey, frankly, bloody beautiful. Alan Turing, Cambridge educated mathematician, logician, absolute bloody genius, with a side part in a bad experience with bureaucracy. You see, Turing asked one of the first real questions: can machines think? He didn't just ask it, he showed it might be possible. You see, during the war, he actually cracked, not like an egg, but I'm talking metaphorically, he cracked Nazi codes at Bletchley Park, building the bomb machine, an electromechanical beast that helped shorten the war by absolute years. Post-war, he gets all philosophical, writes the paper, which I might emphasize further is an absolute groundbreaker. Computing Machinery and Intelligence. 1950, where he proposes the Turing test, a test to see if a machine could imitate human intelligence so well that you couldn't tell the difference. That test still hangs over every AI conversation today like a Union Jack over Buckingham Palace. If you if your fancy chatbot, self-driving car, or robot buffer can't pass it, well, is it really intelligent? Why Britain matters to AI. You see, the theoretical foundation is clear. Turing wasn't mucking about with apps and chatbots. He laid the foundations, the deep math, logic, and early computers, such as the universal Turing machine, that every modern AI still bows to. Philosophical weight as well. British thinkers, Turing, Bertrand Russell, Wittgenstein, even indirectly, pushed the whole idea of what thinking even is. Without that, AI is just fancy statistics buds, buddy buds. Contemporary UK AI, you see today places like Oxford, Cambridge, DeepMind, based in London, are pushing the frontier. DeepMind built AlphaGo, the first AI to trounce a human Go champion, a game so complex it was thought impossible. In short, if rural, if rural Canada gave AI grit, like hockey on a frozen pond, Britain gave it brains in philosophy. You see, Turing didn't just ask if machines could think. He dared to imagine it before the machine ever existed. Now, would you like me to paint you a picture there, buds, of what it was like? Bletchley Park, rainy, wartime young minds breaking ciphers by the dim glow of hope. Could weave you a story, like real time like, stiff up a lip and all. I actually want to hear the Frenchman's side of the story. Ah, enfin! Bien sûr, le code français, mon ami. Sit back, pour yourself a little café noir. None of that watered down drip drip stuff that you Canadians drink. And listen to les vraies histoires. The French and the AI. Where the Brits, with their old Turing, were laying the groundwork, the French were busy bringing rigor, skepticism, and a touch of revolutionary spirit to the whole business of intelligence, machine or human. First off, philosophically, the French didn't ask, can machines think? They asked, what is thinking? And they asked it 200 years earlier. René Descartes, le godfather of modern philosophy, came out of the 1600s swinging cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. He questioned everything, even the very idea that a mind could exist without proof. Descartes was the first to treat thought as a mechanizable thing, a system, a process, not magic. Descartes also toyed with the idea that animals were automata, complex machines uh, without consciousness. You see where this is going, eh? Fast forward to the 20th century. While Turing's busy with the bomb, the French are brewing up a different kind of evolution. Jacques Lacan, in psychoanalysis, he talks about the structure of language and thought. Big ideas about how meaning arises from system. Jean Piaget, a Swiss French thinker, lays the foundation of developmental psychology, asking how intelligence forms in the mind. Machine learning owes a lot to him. But do you ever hear this? I don't hear this. Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir are in the cafés of Paris hammering out existentialisme. Leur idea that existence precedes essence, which you better believe influenced later thinking about machine identity and consciousness. And then came the real technical punch. Jean-Yves Gérard, a logician from Marseille, developed linear logic in the 1980s. Linear logic is crucial for understanding how computation can model a resource-sensitive process, a foundation in AI theory today, especially when we model things like neural networks, quantum computing, etc. France today, still aviator, mon ami. Trust me on this. INRIA, Institut national de recherche en informatique et en automatique. Basically, the French version of MIT for computing and AI research. Yann Lacon, Frenchman, inventor of convolutional neural network, CNN, le tech behind the modern image recognition, facial recognition, all that jazz, whatever you say, however you say it in the America. He's not the chief AI scientist at Meta, Facebook. If AI were a fine wine, and let's be real, it kind of is. Britain provided the oak barrel, but France gave it the terroir, the complexity, the je ne sais quoi. In short, where Britain buds asked, can a machine think like us, dear buds, the French asked, why do you think the way we do at all? And could something say something else differently, dear buds? Want me to take even deeper philosophical debate between... Oh, I think that's actually quite enough for today. We will continue our lesson in whatever the hell this is later. Cheerio.